Most language learners waste years memorizing grammar rules and still can't hold a 5-minute conversation. If you want to actually learn to speak, do this instead. My name is Mikel Teiria Mujica. I'm a hyperpolyglot. I speak a dozen languages, and I developed a fast and efficient language learning system at the Innovation Center of the University of Deusto, here in San Sebastian. I've helped thousands of people learn languages fast. When it comes to speaking a language, the most important thing is being able to say things, have something to say. And for that, unless you spend many thousands of hours learning, which most of you don't have the time for that, the fastest way to learn to speak a language is focusing on learning exactly what you want to be able to say in the language. What you want to be able to say in every situation, every conversation you normally have, about every topic you normally talk about, all of that. Focus on learning exactly those sentences. You don't need that many sentences to be able to speak relatively fluently. With around 1,000 good sentences, you'll be able to speak a lot, conversationally and even fluently if you learn the right sentences. So the first order of business should be to write down everything you want to be able to say in the language. Translate it into the target language and create audio files either by asking a native speaker to read them aloud for you, or much better to use a text-to-speech software because the audio files will be much more consistent. And once you've got your 1,000 personalized sentences written, translated, and with audio files, you need to learn them. This is very simple. You need to read them, listen to them, repeat them aloud, translate them, and finally do freestyle practice with them. You'll have to do many reps of each one of these exercises. So once you've got the list, you read it in English and then the target language. Once you know what everything means, then you read it again and again and again. And of course, you listen to it again and again and again. Throughout the day, just create a playlist and listen to it over and over. Listen to it while reading as well. This is really useful for pronunciation. And of course, listen and repeat, or shadowing. You should be listening to it and repeating it aloud again and again. Do this over and over again. Lots of reps with those sentences. Read them, listen to them, repeat them aloud. And finally, once you understand everything, you can start doing translation. This is what scientists call active recall. Remembering the information. You've encoded it, you've learned it, now you're going to learn how to remember it when you need it. So you're going to take the sentences in English and try to say them in the target language. And then check if you say it correctly or not. Basically, you translate it aloud into the target language and then getting feedback. And you keep doing this over and over until you can say them all correctly. This is a pretty difficult exercise, but if you do it often, you're going to get much better at speaking very quickly. And finally, you should take all those sentences that you've memorized, read, listened to, and repeated aloud over and over again, and you should try to simulate a conversation on your own. Just get in front of the mirror and talk as much as you can. You can set a timer for 5 minutes and try to speak as much as you can using those sentences. It's going to be difficult, but if you do it a few times a day, you're going to get very good at speaking very quickly. Especially if you combine this with the translation exercise, because that one will give you feedback on your mistakes. So freestyle practice for fluency and translation for error correction. You combine all these exercises with 1,000 useful targeted sentences, and you'll be able to learn to speak any language in a matter of weeks. If you want to start learning with this method, you can try my 7-day challenge to learn 150 practical sentences for conversation in 1 week. Link in the description.